Well, hello there. Good to see you, Purple. Ruby, hello. We have other recruiting folks in the house. How are you? If we are meeting for the first time, my name is Holly Lee. I've spent the last 20 plus years in recruiting from leading international global team at Amazon in building programs for them as well, training, hiring leaders how to interview for Oculus Facebook research. What am I saying? ARVR. It's felt like it's been a really long time, but it's only been about 2.5 years since I left Facebook. Oculus are now Meta. I've worked for Google for several years where I built their software engineering in tests, mobile engineering, hardware, software, and embedded. My passion is to simply provide all of my knowledge in helping you land a job for free right here on my weekly Tuesday live streaming at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please mark that down and put it in your calendar. I know that many of you guys, actually, to be specific, over 4,000 of you since 2020 was able to land a job through my free coaching, showing up live. I was doing two live streaming for a very long time, 2 years for you guys, where I took you all over the places. My son and I have actually moved 6 times during the pandemic because our home was flooded back in 2020. Prior to that, that's not a joke, but I'm trying to joke about it now. I can laugh about it. But what is going on for 2022? I'm working very hard, hands down. I can't talk. Well, first of all, let's just pause for a second. I'm really struggling right now because I've been trying to quit coffee, but thank you for the coffee emoji, purple sparkle. I try. I say I can't even talk. I should not stop drinking coffee. I quit coffee for 1.5 days now, and I felt like by 4 p.m. I was about to pass out. So the coffee quitting is not working out for me at all. But thank you so much for all of you guys for buying me cups of coffee. In the link in the description, you don't have to, but many of you have asked, and you know that I am a caffeine addict. So thank you so much for sponsoring my addict of drinking coffee. Today, I wanted to answer all of your questions, although I get a lot of Amazon interview tips, online assessment, Amazon leadership principle, everything Amazon related. Wanted to share with you guys why I made the intro that I did is that first, you need to connect with me on via LinkedIn so you can learn more about my background. I actually taught interview training. I taught interview training on top of my full time job at Amazon for 7 years. At Google, I literally was one of I think I was the second or third recruiter. It's been so long. It's about 12 years ago. I can't remember. I helped them build a test organization in engineering. I was also one of the original folks to help them put the data center together. So I understand infrastructure. All you SA people, if there's any solution architect in the house, I can speak your language down to fiber optic for Google as well. So maps, I'm a geek. Can you guys tell that I'm a true geek? In fact, I'm so into the tech space that I got a computer science degree, actually two tech degree. Okay. I'm also CCNA certified and that got me nowhere. Nowhere. I did not know that I wanted to be a coach, but through you guys, through 2020, I realized that starting my YouTube channel for fun quickly turned into more of a passion than I think. And this is my full time business. Okay. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. And when you do that, YouTube's algorithm, as I'm live streaming, will help promote my stream in attracting all of you job seekers out there because, guys, the market is still extremely hot. Okay. And I'm not sure if you guys got a chance yet, but right here, this is the most innovative thing that I've done that hit the leadership principle 100%. So click on the link right here. You could just type the URL in your browser. That in the hollylee.co website, you can also get free blog. Okay. I spend the entire year writing blogs for you guys, and someone's got to read it, right? Let's just be honest here. Okay, so with further ado, I would love to learn more about you. Hey, Kev, London leader. Did you come back to me because it's a holiday? London has been with me for quite a few months. Um, Actually, for a while, yeah. Thank you for supporting my work, London. How is it going with your new gig? I feel like I haven't talked to you in an entire year, which is probably true. If you are new, guys, please let me know new in the comment below. If you have a question for me, put a giant Q in front of the questions. I will answer all of your question today and every single Tuesday. Okay? So let's get right into it. I put a playlist. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It is my salary negotiation. Basically, in the middle of pumping a lot of content for you and live streaming twice a week, I just get so many questions with compensation. I can't jump on the phone to do private coaching because one, it's going to be expensive with all coaches, not just me. And I can't just email you back and forth via email or LinkedIn. I get a lot of those messages from you as well. That is why I created the playlist professional, okay? So that you can have it all for free. It tells you the resources to use because one, you need to figure out what is your worth, what is your market data research, what are you worth from your experience, not years of experience, but that you've actually done in the offer that you're being considered at like an Amazon, Google, Facebook, whatever company of your choice. So it is the same strategy. And if you pay attention very closely in my YouTube channel, yes, all of you guys are interviewing on Amazon because they have the most hiring, but you can use the exact same method, strategy for all the FANG company because many of you have had multiple offer just by doing so. Okay? So don't forget to check out the salary negotiation. And if you haven't already, be very, very, very specific with a specific example of the type of questions. For example, don't ask me what is the best phone interview tip for what role. Okay. If you can, level to me doesn't mean anything. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But it's important for me what role, if you know the org, for example, consumer and devices and AWS are not the same language. They're not even the same thing. Okay. For example, software engineer at AWS doesn't code the same language as consumer. Consumer is all Java. It's a Java environment. Maybe C++ or any is, that is really weird. By the way, guys, I have Google Fiber. So this is the fastest Wi-Fi that one could ever get. If I were to, and it was snowing in Seattle yesterday, and every time when the weather changes, it kind of slow everything down. If that is the case, know that I will come back for you. Happy holidays to you, Ruby. Aisha, hello, Aisha. Happy holidays to you. By the way, folks, next Tuesday's live stream, I will be rocking my Santa shirt, and I don't have a Santa hat. Maybe my head is too big. I haven't found one that I like yet. But I do have a special guest, John. John Marty is a former colleague at Amazon. He is a senior product leader, and we're both going to have a fireside chat about what? Salary, because the market is hot. I don't want you all to think that just because you fail one interview, two interview, it's that's over. No, it's not over. It's never going to be over unless you wanted it to be over. Okay. I'm excited to collaborate with John because we're both very transparent. We're both ex-Amazonian. If you guys notice, the people that I bring here as a guest actually came from those environments. So it's relatable to you. Okay. Um, and if you also missed out in my video VIP endorsement, those are from my VIP cohort. Look very carefully in listening to their background. None of those folks came from like the brand name. When I say brand name, not even Expedia, a brand that we heard of. They are all coming from the Deloitte, the financial industry. A lot of my clients came from oil and gas, you name it. There's a lot of those. So I think different career coaches have different audience. For me, I have the most fun with those who are not already at the FANG company because I feel like you need my help more. That's just who I am. I like to break things apart, even if nothing's wrong with it, which you really shouldn't be, by the way. But I have the most fun and I'm jazzed when I know that you are completely lost in your career transition. You need guidance, not just here's a quick interview tip, but step one, here's what you do. Define a clear brand. Step two, let me teach you how to correct your answer. Step three, let me review them for you. By the way, we also do this here in my live stream for pay YouTube community member, and you just have to hit the giant join button in the video. Okay. London, I've missed you. London, London, London. I'm gonna make this really big here because where and how do I have the pleasure of having you back, London? This man has been supporting my works from the very beginning. When I started live streaming about 2.5 years ago, literally at the end of 2019 was when I created a YouTube channel. I was literally talking to the wall in my closet. Okay. One day I will show you the background of what my closet actually looked like. And I remember London being my very first person that stuck around. I remember answering all of your question, London. It's almost awkward when you ran out of question for me. You were literally my only fan. So thank you for coming back 2 years and a half later. Kev, your first time. Well, hello, Kev. Where are you watching from, Kev? Mariani? Mariani. Venezuela in the house. Woohoo! Yes, Venezuela. I do not have my Madrid Starbucks cup yet. Had I know you are here, girl, I would have show up more prepared. Spain is one of my favorite places in the world. I used to tell people that when you're in Spain, specifically Madrid and or Barcelona, you feel like you want to fall in love with just about anything because it's so amazing, amazingly beautiful out there. How are you, Mariani? The Madrid office have a special spot in my heart. If I think about the one project or the one thing I'm really proud of in the 21 years of my career, that's where I wear a hat, guys, because my whole head literally has gray hair. That's how long I've been in the industry. It holds a really special place for me because I feel like my career really exploded when I built a consumer organization for Amazon, starting with Madrid, and that was the international or global expansion that I would have never had in any company. So until this day, I'm extremely grateful. So if anyone come in here to mention anything about Spain or Madrid, you see the smile on my face, it will always be there. I'm excited. It takes about a week to quit caffeine, Kev. Kev, if I coffee right after this, okay? It is hard, Kev, because being a single mom to a 4-year old, I need energy to keep up with him until about 9 p.m. to put him to bed. Without coffee, just yesterday alone, we both were about to pass out super early. And let's be honest, I have work to do. I gotta pump content for you guys. I can't be going to bed at 6 p.m. Who's gonna take care of you guys? I'm just saying. Okay? So I wanted to hear from you guys. What is your goal for 2022? Just one question. What is your professional goal for 2022? Even you, Purple. Okay. I would love to hear from you guys. I am going to put out a video sometime next week, wrapping up 2021 and giving you my best strategies on goal planning. For example, for 2022, my goal is to remake my entire YouTube channel where you're going to find things a lot easier. Yeah, I know you guys are really spoiled. I'm just upping a notch for you. I also will be doing more webinar tutorial, meaning in this live stream, in the very beginning of the first 15 minutes or so, I want to give presentation. Actually, I used to do that for you guys, but life takes its toll. I've been so busy with my VIP coaching. I run a VIP coaching cohort. Almost forgot about that, which is right here. Go check it out if you like. Basically, this is my interview masterclass. It is my baby. And I invest so much time in there where between that and live streaming, that was the ultimate reason why I have to cut down to one stream versus two. Okay. So 2022 goal is to provide more content for you, easier to find, even more simplistic to understand. I know that some of you are giving me feedback that my live stream is too long. But guys, check this out. This is real time feedback and it's free. So when you're asking me a question, I'm literally giving you an answer. And this is someone who actually trained all of those hiring leaders, including VPs, level 7, level 8. I don't think Amazon has level 9 at Amazon. So there isn't anything that you're going to get from your Amazon recruiter that you're not getting from me. And I also built a recruiting team for them as well. And I did it globally. Okay. So I wanted to take this live section very seriously. The another piece is I'm trying really hard here to provide a free interview course right before Christmas. I don't know, due to time crunch, if I could do that, because I've been working on a very nice presentation deck for you all for about a week and a half now, and it's only 50% finished. Can you feel the amount of work and passion in how desperate I am to have you get a job? And by the way, that presentation that I just told you about, it's free. Okay. And once that is completed, knock on wood, hopefully sometime next week, I'll be able to broadcast on LinkedIn. So if you haven't connected with me yet, make sure you do. So you can sign up for it. I will invite you to a link, and it is invite only, mainly because I don't want people to steal my work. Okay. Have you heard now? I feel like sometimes what I say on my channel, everyone is saying the same thing. So I'm trying to be as organic and original as possible. Ruby. How do you know you did well in an interview? I have 3 hours. First was three questions till 30 minutes. Second and third was 1 hour. I'm so scared. It's okay. I think any interview, you should be a little scared. You're only scared because you care, Ruby. Okay. Um, and I'm being very transparent with you guys as well. Every time when I show up live streaming, I'm freaked out. I'm not even scared. I'm freaked out. I'm literally staring at my monitor, making sure the lighting is good, the audio is working. Oh my God, what if I say something wrong, which I often very much do? It's okay. You just have to take a really good bath, and you need to, don't laugh at me. My VIP coaching cohort laugh at me. I literally burn candles. You see that? By the way, all of everything that I talk about, you can get it on Amazon.com. They're not sponsoring me. Amazon literally saved my life, especially being a single parent at home. I don't really go to the grocery store anymore. I haven't been. God knows the last time I went was a long time ago. But this is my favorite. This is Sage Palo Santo. I think this is like $15 or something. It's very reasonable. It smells great. Some of them have crystal in there. It really does help me calm my nerve before I live stream or have any kind of meeting with a leader that I wanted to interview for my channel, whatever nature that would be. The exact way that I've coached my VIP coaching is you have to build an environment in front of you that makes you feel comfortable. Okay. Like this, I have my milk tea right here, not coffee, milk tea, unfortunately. I have my hot water on the side in case my throat start dry. I already have some candle burning in front of me. You want your environment to be familiar and provide a certain level of comfort where even if you can't answer the questions, simply ask the interviewer, okay? Do you mind if I write the question down and you have 10 seconds to get your thoughts together? Do not, I repeat, do not ask the interviewer every single question so you can write it down. It shows that you're junior and you don't know the content of the answer, okay? So I will not be doing that. At first, I would just buy time by doing so, but it's very important for you guys to have the right environment, okay? And you don't know if you do well or not. Okay, let me just take that back. How do you know if you do well, you don't do well? Well, that is because I kind of train the interviewer, especially when you don't do well in the interviewed, to not cause any anxiety to you candidates, right? So if you really don't do well, um, this is what I tell them. God, Amazon, forgive me for sharing this. I tell them to smile. Let's just say that I can tell that you're fumbling all over the places and you're not making any sense. I would just simply smile to make you feel comfortable to calm down your nerve. In fact, I'm one of those interviewer, and this is exactly what I teach. It's called Making Great Hiring Decision at Amazon. It's a 5 hour course of about 60 to even 100 people that I've taught every month there. Where their job is to kind of give you a little hint or tell you to take a deep breath, and that's absolutely okay. You know you didn't do well if you absolutely cannot answer the question, but here's a caveat, okay? Let's just say that I don't know how to answer the question. Great. Take a deep breath. Simply tell the interviewer, you know what, I haven't done that yet, or I don't have the experience. Is it okay if I give you a different example? Okay. And think of something as relevant as possible. That way the virtual meeting is not completely dead silence. Do you see where I'm going? Okay. Take a really deep breath. I remember your background, Ruby. I remember looking at your LinkedIn profile. If you're coming back from a background, even if you don't have that true tech experience or the environment exposure, that's okay. Because right before the live stream, I made a comment to one of my old recruiting coordinator with no experience, and she got promoted so many times at Amazon as a program manager. I have stories like that all day long. Okay. In fact, one of them, I don't know, for a lot of you guys who's been following me, I have hired her at the time. She was delivering, I believe she was working for Domino's Pizza. It was one of the pizza chain graveyard. I was the only one who want to interview her and inclined to hire when everyone gives her a thumbs down. Guess what? She's still at Amazon and she also get promoted multiple times. I wanted to share that to provide inspiration for you guys. You don't need to have all the experience to get the job. In fact, you don't need to have the experience at all. It's all depending on your smart, your ability to think really fast. That's Amazon. There's a big difference between interviewing at Amazon versus Google and Facebook, because Google and Facebook, their styles has a lot of similarity, which is smart, right? Right off the bat, they want to see what school you're coming out of, specifically Google. But Amazon, right off the bat, they don't care what school you came out of. It's about, are you smart? What is your question? You don't have the background? Great. Will you be able to roll up your sleeve, right? Will you be able to figure it out and then go ask your manager or your peer, already telling them what you have done that doesn't work, rather than being someone that says, "Oh, by the way, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you tell me how to do it?" That's not Amazon, okay? There's a big difference with the two culture. Ruby, I highly recommend for you to go look at my onboarding, my first week, 30 days and 90 days playlist. It's only 3 video and it's really short. Okay. It's like a 10-minute, 8-minute video or so. I know it has nothing to do with Amazon yet because you haven't gotten the job yet, but at least learn the environment and the culture. I talked about within my first week, what was the huge expectation that I wasn't even expecting it. I talk about within the first 30 days, I had already planned for the entire year of global international expansion. So that's Amazon versus other company. You literally have about 90 days to come up to speed. Amazon is the only company within 3 months. You should be launching something, putting something on the shelves, especially in recruiting, Ruby. You should be making some hire or at least have some kind of pipeline within your first 3 months. Okay. Within my first week, my first job at Amazon Kingdom, my first week, I made my first hire on the fourth day. Alrighty. Yes, Purple Sparkle says the market is hot. The market is not just hot, but the market is super hot, guys. Super spicy hot. Because we are almost the end of 2021, y'all. Okay. What does that mean? Because every single major big company, I'm talking about not Fang. Fang is gone. It's called Mang now. It's Meta, not Facebook. So all the main, I feel a little tongue twist here. Um, all the major company by now should have their budget for 2021. Companies like Google and Facebook, if I highly doubt they have changed. So it's really every quarter. Okay, they have a budget for every single 6 months. I'm pretty sure the budget is already locked in because the first week of December at the latest, if not in November, they should be having exec fill the rec for Q1 of 2022. Okay, please trust in me when I tell you that the market is not going anywhere, specifically Amazon. I talk a lot about Amazon because if you look at the type of product and services, right? All the others are great companies, by the way. I'm not putting any employer down. They're all fantastic employer. But Amazon is the one place where literally, are you hardware? Are you software? Are you ME? Are you EE? Are you finance? Are you PM? Are you product? What do you want? What team, what org, what geography? They literally have a position for everyone. Are you an EA? Versus a lot of the big players, the most common theme is they're hiring for software engineer, right? Because they're all software company. Um, but at Amazon, I feel like they're literally hiring for every single thing. Lately, I've been getting a lot of operation. Do you know why ops are hiring like crazy right now for Amazon? Well, check it out, guys. It is Christmas. What does that mean? Yeah, there's a lot of Christmas special sales coming on. And what does that also means? Because Amazon is famous for launching and releasing different generations of like the Alexa family. Okay, I am lost because I know that they are building a lot of hardware stuff that I still can't talk about. But I'm pretty sure something is going up on the market and other employer, third party vendor as well. Where do they sell their stuff? On Amazon.com, which is why if you're interested and you have a background in logistics, supply chain, fulfillment, warehouse, Amazon is super hot right now for all of that. And if you have a background in cloud of any kind, selling cloud like a TAM, technical account managers, solution architect, even dev manager, anything that has to do with data center and infrastructure, it is hot. What does that mean, guys? When Amazon is busy selling and launching stuff on the .com space for you and I to spend our money on them, of course, okay? That means they need a server to host all of that stuff. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Amazon server actually went down for God, I can't remember. I think they were down for what was it, an hour or so? They were down last week sometime. And it was for the maybe it was 2 weeks ago. It was during the reInvent. I guess a lot of people were in Vegas for that show and the server just shuts down. That is the first time ever that I have heard Amazon being down for so long because every minute it's $1 million to them. Okay. So that is why I like to talk with number and high level strategic. So you know to not be frantic just because you haven't interviewed or you didn't make it through the interview and your hope and dream is gone. That's not true, guys. It's not true because I am known to be the career coach for failed job interview, apparently, because 99.9%, I don't know of anyone who came to me who haven't already failed an Amazon, a Facebook, or a Google job interview. Or better yet, they failed with all of those FANG companies. But I'm telling you right now, if they can end up getting a job with the same company in a short period of time, you can too. You just need to slow down, hold your horses. Yes, professional, including leaders. Yes, I'm talking to you, leaders. I know that when it comes to executive and leaders, it's harder to mentor and coach them because they're so used in telling other people what to do, in being so busy in scaling their business or, bringing products or bringing products to shelves to go to market strategies, where they're not comfortable with someone like me to say, "Hey, wait a minute, what you're doing, it's all wrong." And for someone like me, when they come and we're talking about even director at all these FANG companies. In fact, in my private coaching, they're all executive, right? Executive from one FANG company to another. All of them. I've had them all. Where the first thing I do was to tell them that they didn't pass my interview within the first few minutes. And they looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, no, but let me tell you why. I didn't understand what you have built. I didn't understand what you have done. By the way, you're a leader. You are a senior manager, but you're trying to get a director position from Amazon to Google, for an example. But what you're telling me, your message is not at that level. Let me know if what I just said makes sense. If you're interviewing for a level 6, even like a senior position of any type, you need to sound like your senior level, meaning that if the interviewer is asking you probing questions to dig in more, you're probably not at that level, right? From a level 6 and above, or this is like across all the FANG company, not just Amazon, you should be so clear with your communication where the interviewer gets what you're doing. And the probing question is to follow up on that. If you like what I just said, please say yes or give me some coffee emoji in the live chat right now. Okay? Blair, hello, Blair. Welcome for being new. Let me know what question you have, Blair. Thank you for coming by. Vernon, new to the live, but have watched many of your replay. Oh, thank you, Vernon. There's actually 50% of my replay when I used to stream, when I used to be even more obsessed with my member, like you guys, when I used to stream on Friday, it is member only. So if you want to look at those, you have to become a member, and that's $3.99 monthly. I promise I'm not breaking a bank by clicking join. The reason being is that when I'm reviewing your stories or your LinkedIn profile, oftentimes I don't want to broadcast you and your personal information to the World Wide Web. So when I put it in member only, it's really to protect your identity. Okay. I'm seeing you. Don't worry. I see you. Okay. So I'm very careful and cautious when I share information. And for member, if you ever wanted me to review your LinkedIn profile, the best tip I would ever give you to do so, send me a PDF version of your LinkedIn profile. Remove your photo and your name because I don't want people to know you. Okay. In fact, remove your company's name and keep everything else for me. And when I do this live reviewed, I just don't want any spam or anyone reaching out to you trying to sell you things. All right. Yi Young, hello. Yi, welcome back. That's a beautiful photo, Yi. Check this out, guys. That's amazing. Beautiful background. Blur says, thank you for your content. I've been banging your playlist. Phone interview tomorrow. Which one is your favorite playlist so far, Blair? I would recommend that you watch my Amazon Leadership Principle questions and example. Okay. If you just find question and example, basically anything that has the word example or answer, you want to watch that playlist because earlier on, I was telling you guys to download this one template. There are many, many more template in that playlist. In fact, I made a the most recent LP, 15 and 16, in the one of the latest one as well on that playlist. Okay. Stalin. Hi, Holly. Really like your video content. Well, thank you for being here. I know that not everyone can afford to hire a coach. I've had specifically Asia or East Asia VIP member that says, Holly, can you please create something because the currency in the US and Asia is very different. Guys, I used to be able to do that, but the problem is that I don't get a whole lot from Asia Pacific or Asia in general where I can have a whole new program for them. And, I'm also operating my own business and I also have a team. I'm running a team as well. I know that many of you are looking for help. Many of you are very anxious, which is why I'm running a live stream. I will be here for as long as you show up and answer all of your questions before the day is over. And this is really completely free for you. Okay. And then my YouTube channel as well, that literally the entire channel has example on things. If you really look, the answer is right in front of you. And thousands of people are able to land a job because I actually have a private Facebook group. Indeed, I do. So I can remember who you are. London, you're in that private Facebook group. You know what I'm talking about. So that in the future, if I have a little bit more bandwidth, I want to do a monthly live call on Facebook Workplace, that is, where I can answer and help you grow within the organization. That was the whole purpose in having that private Facebook group because I know you already land your dream job, and 90% of those folks are Amazonians. Okay? I would say Amazonian and Google, Amazon, Google, very little Facebook and Apple. I don't know. People just want to work for Amazon. As much as I tell them that there's other great companies out there. Hello, Limited. Sadia. Hello, Sadia. How are you? I love, love, love former VIP member and current VIP member. Thank you so much, guys, for coming back and supporting my work. Blacklist. Alrighty. Hi, Holly. First time joiner. I haven't interviewed with Amazon and have had no luck finding anything regarding the CSM manager role. I've been searching for some time and would appreciate any insight. Hang on. The reason why you don't see anything is because the role is not common. Okay? That is why it's not common. I never recruited for that role before, but if you really look at the job description, you just have to know one thing. You need to know the culture, what you're getting into. What is the role culture? You can tell by reading the job description, right? And also, if it's any type of technical, meaning what tools, what system they're using, you don't need to have that experience either. You just have to talk relevancy. For example, if the job description says as a manager, we're using ABC tools to manage, XYZ platform, you got to give example. What are you currently using to manage your team, right? To be honest with you, I have no clue what a CSN is. I'm going to assume is customer service network. I'm totally making that up, right? You don't need to know every single position. You just need to create your stories, aka your answer, around the Amazon culture. I'm going to do everyone a favor here right now. If you're all interviewing on Amazon, I want you to immediately watch. It's very short. You need to be able to you need to listen to everything that I'm feeding you guys. It's free, okay? You need to watch the onboarding and also the culture video, because if you really listen to everything I'm sharing with you, Amazon likes people that really dive deep. They need to feel your level of scale and scope. I talk about scale and scope a lot. Amazon is that company, okay? Um, if I were to compare Amazon to like Google and Facebook, I've been getting the same people who's interviewing at Amazon are also interviewing at Amazon and Facebook or Amazon and Google a lot. It's very common for me. And the major difference is that Facebook and Google look for breadth. You know what I mean by breadth? Breadth meaning, so give me an example. Have you done this before? They want to know that you have knowledge and some experience. Amazon, not only do you need to have knowledge, you need to demonstrate you're smart enough um, to do 10 times X more of what they're hiring you for, and maybe 10 times X faster. That's Amazon. Okay. So when you're creating your stories or your answer, don't get so fixated in finding so much information about that role. Just don't, because the role is new. Okay. I already know that because it's rare. I haven't really seen a whole lot of that position of the 7 years I was at Amazon. Focus more on your answer, because when they hire you, they're hiring you because you're trainable. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense, Blacklist. Purple says, we love you, London. New Jersey. Kevin says, New Jersey, TPM, SDM, XJPMC, VP startup past 5 years. Awesome background. Very, very sweet background, Kevin. Lorenzo from Chicago. All right, Blacklist. I will call you Lorenzo from now on. If you guys are shy and you're watching, you can always create a nickname as well, okay? The whole purpose of me doing this is to answer your questions. As mentioned, not a lot of people can afford coaches, and I'm here for you guys. Okay? My time for you. Unless you ask questions, I can't help you. All right? Krishna, hello Krishna. How are you? Vandana, how are you? Thank you for doing this. I know you have tons of advice for Fang Company. Do you have any tips for Microsoft? Yes, I do. In fact, for Microsoft. Um, for Microsoft, ironically, I have a treat for you all. What are you interviewing for Microsoft, Vandana? Let me know the position title, because it's very different. Okay, the position title, Microsoft. When you interview at Microsoft, it's probably one of the only company that actually talk about level, and they go by 63, 64, 65, so on and so forth. Okay, the Microsoft process. Well, you need to tell me what position you're interviewing for first. The one thing in common with all of these is you need to give your answer, right? You still need to demonstrate what you have done. If I think about Microsoft, I think about the company. I talked about breadth and depth a second ago. Put it this way: Amazon. If you're interviewing for Amazon, you need breadth and depth in highly, uh, highly achievable in the most complex problem in a global footprint. That's Amazon. If you're interviewing for all the other company, including Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and all of the above, you need one, breadth. If you have a strong breadth, you're going to get higher. Okay. Breadth meanings, I can't give you a specific example because I don't know what position you're interviewing for. You need to be able to showcase and demonstrate for the role that you're interviewing for. Uh, Microsoft is a very steady company, meaning that if you're interviewing for XYZ org or product, you can pretty much find out a lot of things about that product. Okay. So when you're interviewing for a product company like Microsoft, it's great for you to share more about that space. I actually have a special guest. If you look at my main YouTube channel with a little question mark, she is coming on my channel second week of January. This is a former VIP cohort who landed her job as a senior program manager at Microsoft. I'm so happy when you guys are asking me questions outside of Amazon. So happy. I can talk whatever company you want to, but in theory, I am most passionate about Amazon because I think that at Amazon, they truly do hire very smart people, not book smart, but smart to think on their feet. That is the one company that I see Amazon do very well in comparison to other employer. Okay. Amazon is not sponsoring me. It takes a lot for me to brand myself that way because it's also my reputation. It's also my longest employer as well because it is a place that keeps you extremely busy. Microsoft is a fantastic company. I had a great time when I was there. Unfortunately, I was laid off in the 2008 bus, which is a long time ago. I was a lead staffing consultant. They call it lead staffing consultant, but basically a lead recruiter at the time, where I was managing an SDET team doing confidential product for like Windows. Windows was one of my big project, all of the data center stuff. So that was my thing. PowerPoint, Microsoft Office, that's another area as well. So Microsoft is a fantastic employer, great benefits. You need to be more specific in what you're asking me. Also, your position title, How far have you gone? And have you had any failed interview before at Microsoft? So that will help a lot. Okay. Can you guys tell that I'm diving really deep here? This is very Amazonian. Amazon did not make me this way. Let's just be clear. I am this way, which is why I think when it comes to culture fit, I'm the best fit like an Amazon environment. Because it would drive me crazy if people are not specific with me, and I like to go really deep in the detail. Being able to apply what I have learned in 2021 more at work. Yi Ying, awesome. So Yi Ying's goal for 2021, actually 2022, thank you for sharing. Being able to learn in 2021 more at work. Okay, awesome. I have a super chat. Purple, did you super chat me, girl? You're so funny. My community manager. Oh, Purple, you don't have to give me a super chat. That's a lot, girl. Oh, thank you so much. My community manager is giving me super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Purple. I appreciate it. That's sweet. All right, let's see here. Um, I'm most interested in hearing your goal. Here's why, guys. If you don't have a defined goal, you're going to be struggling in landing the next thing to level up in your career. Okay. Um, I'm trying really hard to pump up content for you before 2021 is over because I want you to spend the Christmas holiday. Hopefully, you guys are taking vacation or time off. I know that a lot of you guys are still affected by the pandemic, and I'm really trying hard to get you back out there as quickly as possible. I know that when it comes to, for example, branding your resume or writing your goal, it's boring, right? Yeah, I hate that too. But you know what, guys? You have to do it. Let me show you something. One of my VIP member actually bought this for me in the mail. I was really shocked. It's a passion planner. Okay. Because I mentioned in my VIP coaching that I used to journal a lot. And I'll share this in the video that's coming out next week. You need to define very clear goal of what you want to do next. Even in your current job, it's not all about the negative. What about the positive? And what do you want more of in your next opportunity? Okay. I'll talk more about that next week. Purple says 2022 goal, graduate MBA, push more fresh feast, seeking doctor program. Oh my God, that's a lot, girl. Unsure about Fang, fail interviewed. Purple, that is a lot. That's a lot that you have going on. You have to tear your goals apart, Purple, okay? Meaning that you need to really identify what is measurable and reachable, and do you have timestamp on there, and what is more important for you right now. Okay. A lot of people want to work for Fang because they can check it off to say, hey, I work for Amazon, Google, Facebook, just check it off. But that's not a good enough reason to work for Fang. And a lot of them says, well, I want to make more money, but understand this though, professional, more money comes with more responsibility. So you have to really define clear goal and what does that really mean to you? Because it's kind of like, when I took off my corporate hat and left a very high paying job because I was spoiled, rotten at Facebook, spoiled, never been spoiled in my life like I have reached Facebook and become a business owner. I didn't do it for the money. I did it because I want to have more time with my son and learn how to be a mom. In fact, I thought I would I would have no business by now. I was mentally, I was ready to just become a mom first as a priority and then generating income as my secondary. So if your mentality is generating income so that you can support your family, there's nothing wrong with that. But are you also looking for work-life balance? That's why you have to do a lot of homework on the employer's culture, the role, the responsibility. For example, will you be traveling? Yes, a lot of people are working remote, but the pandemic is not going to last forever as well. But at the time being, are you still traveling? I'm only asking that because literally this morning I have a dentist appointment. Okay, I don't know if you watch my LinkedIn when I was recording a short clip to remind everyone about today's live stream. I was literally standing in front of my old building, which is day one in South Lake Union, the Amazon headquarters in front of the Spear. And as I was looking around, there are some people who chose to be in the office. Okay, Although a lot of people are working remotely, but there's a percentage that wants to be in the office, which also mean that there's going to come time where you do team events, so on and so forth. And these big corporate companies loves doing that. I remember every single quarter, there's something that will get the whole team together, even internationally as well. So when you're looking for a job, the whole purpose of me sharing this is don't just think about money. Think wider. Dive deep, people. Go deep. Okay, how much when you say money? Did you do your research? Because I have a whole salary link right here in the live chat. Go all the way up so you know what you're worth. Okay. Some of you actually sent me an email and I don't have the bandwidth to respond to every single email. I'll share this right now. A few of you, actually, quite a few, were asking me, Holly, what is the Amazon salary band? I cannot tell. If you do your homework based on the website that I gave you and my step in salary prep number one, it gives you everything. I'm hinting you. I'm giving you every single thing really like boom right in front of you. The answer is right there. I too loves to be around folks who like to dive deep and think big. This is not an Amazon thing. This is a Holly Lee thing, okay? Which is why if you guys remember in every single week live stream, I like the questions to be as specific as possible because if you're not, the interviewer is not going to take you serious. If you're not specific with your example, guess what? You're gonna sound general. That's generalist. Okay. Companies like Google hire generalists. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Let me explain myself. For example, if you are a software engineer or program manager, if you're a software engineer, you're gonna build software stuff for like GMAP and all this stuff. You just need to code. That's it. You don't need to know anything else. That's what I mean by generalist. Okay. If you are if you're getting a job, let's just say in SA, solution architect for Amazon, it's very specific, right? You need to have the data structure, infrastructure. You need to know all the 7 layers of network framework. You need to know how to build an architect. You see where I'm going? It's very, very specific, niche, deep, very, very deep. Okay, so that is a different. I know that I got one of you guys that are interviewing at Microsoft. You don't have to go deep. You just have to show your experience by verbally delivering your message where you're able to earn trust with the interviewer. Okay. At the end of the day, you still need to create your story. You need to have at the bare minimum 20 different story. If you don't have at least 20 different story, it's very common the interviewer is either having a bad day or not prepared. They're all going to ask you the same and the same question, the same types of question. Okay. If what I said makes sense, please give me a thumbs up emoji. I don't know why, but the YouTube algorithm really love the thumbs up emoji. Domain says I need interview tips for TPM role in networking operational excellence unit. What company are you interviewing for? For all of the TPM position, at the bare minimum, the technical part, you need to be able to design the networking system. The system design and architecture, it is an interview questions for all of the TPM for all of the product and services at all of the FANG company. I can't say Maine, guys. Maine. Let's just say Maine together. Type Maine for me so I would recognize the name Maine, not FANG. By the way, because Facebook have rebranded themselves, I have to rebrand in my entire business to remove FANG to Maine. I don't know why I'm sharing that. Ilyas. Welcome back. Yi Ying says, going to have my second phone interview tomorrow. Hopefully, the hiring manager is really looking forward to the holiday. Awesome. You know what, Yi Ying? People are in a really good mood right before the holiday. This may be your calling, okay? By the way, for those who just joined and you're new, do not forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell notification so when I live stream, the Google will send you a notification when that happens. Google no longer send notification anymore, only during the live stream. Okay? It's very important you do so. Yes, very smart question. Check this out, guys. Our friend Ruby says, is it a good thing if they ask you clarifying questions? Yes, it's not a bad thing, okay? Don't if here's the thing. If they ask you clarifying questions 2 times and the same questions, that's not a good thing. But if they ask you to dive deeper just to understand more, it's not a bad thing, okay? Because when it comes to the art of storytelling, you really don't want to spend 5 minutes to tell them every single thing. That's why I teach my cohort to minimize 30 to 45 second. I'm going to remake a video that's called 45-second elevator pitch. When you do that, you have to get to it, because if you give them too much information, they will get bored and they will fall asleep. Okay? You just want to, like fishing, right? You hook them in, they're really excited. Now they want to ask you probing question. And even with the probing questions, take every single one of your answer in less than 1 minute. 1 minute is a long time, guys. If you ever try recording yourself, do it just for kicks and giggles, okay? Okay? Just for fun. Oh, there's my son. Use your phone, and if you press the memo or the record button, if you talk straight for 1 minute, that's a lot of words. That's a lot of words. Vandana says, I know you say that Amazon likes candidates to mention numbers in the interview. How does one apply for that non-tech marketing program manager? Oh, excellent. Really, really nice question, ladies. Okay. Let me let me um let me answer your questions. How does Amazon Well, first of all, Amazon likes numbers. Number to them, because Amazon's a very data driven company, the most data driven company in the world. Okay. They love to see numbers, basically achievement, because Amazon, they care for one thing, the results. What have you done? Okay. That's why Amazon also have a mode of working backward, because what have you done? Oh, you're able to save $1.5 million go to market launch. Great. Now work backward. How did you get there? Okay. Um, so that's what I mean by that. If you are a non-tech marketing program manager, all of the program manager, you don't need to have a tech background. When you're a marketing program manager, what was the largest program that you were able to put together? What was that program worth? Right? That is an actual interview question. What does, as a marketing program manager, you're going to work with a lot of the key player and even cross-functional team, but how much does that product worth? Right? There's got to be. For instance, I was also a program manager when I was a recruiting leader, and I was an interview I was everything on Amazon. You wore so many different hats. Even when I was a recruiting program manager for international event, I was able to build recruiting processes for internationally every 6 weeks. In return, help Amazon B2B go live and launch. Within a year, that's worth a $2.1 billion business. You see where I'm going? I'm not a tech person. I'm in recruiting. Okay, I'm a trainer. What do I know? What do I know? But that is the effort. Basically, what they're trying to ask you is, what is your effort or your stick in this? Vandana, let me know in the comment below if I have answered your question, if that is clear for you. By the way, if you guys are asking questions, and please do not repeat your questions, you're welcome to super chat me, or you can hit the join button. I know Vandana, thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Um, it is not, member mode is not on because it's a holiday, and you know, here's the thing, when you guys become a member, YouTube owns you, not me. I know it sounds really bad. I don't. So oftentimes, if you were to say, Holly, I'm your member for this month, and how do I remove it? Why do you keep on charging me $3.99 a month? I don't have an answer. That's a YouTube thing. You need to log into your Gmail account. In there, if you go to subscription, I'm assuming it would say, you're part of like Holly Lee's channel or something like that. Okay. So that is why it's a holiday. I've always been high energy anyway. I want to make sure that everybody gets equal amount of love. I will get to you, but if you want me to see your answer right away, feel free to super chat because it does show up on my screen. Okay? All right, let's go back to provide more love. Pedro, I have an interview for leads manager. Oh, leads manager at Amazon, but I cannot find information on the position because it's not called leads manager. What org is this, by the way? Is there anything I can look for info besides that? Well, rather than looking to all of that, look at the job description, know the environment, and create your answer. That's the best tip I can give you. Don't be so fixated in knowing more about that team. That team is probably trying to figure it out. You know what? You probably don't even have a team. That's why they're looking for you to build the team. Okay? So don't waste your time trying to find things that you don't find. Focus on delivering your message at a management capacity. All right? The skateboard pizza girl story. Yes, yes, skateboard pizza girl. I know, right? That girl, my friend, is coming live right here on the YouTube channel in 2022. That's because I'm all booked up. I have, I'm trying to bring in guests that would influence you guys mainly because I'm kind of tired of talking to myself. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, I think it's awesome to have other folks here and kind of collaborate with one another as well. Suvik. Suvik. Hang on one second, guys. Suvik says, I have a manual testing software QA interviewed with Apple. Apple in the house. All right. What can I expect in terms of LP? Can you talk about the Apple culture a bit? Sure. Let's do that. Okay. I'm so excited when you guys are asking me questions outside of Apple. Let me this a little bit so I know what the question is. The Apple, okay, let's talk about culture for a second. The company that has the strongest bias for action meaning taking ownership to put things on the shelf the quickest is Amazon, okay? The second one is Apple. Why? Because it is a consumer hardware company. Amazon, Amazon just want to put everything on the shelf as quickly as possible. I don't know, but it works. It works. Whatever Jeff Bezos did before he throw the towels in, right? So the culture at Apple is you are going to be working with a lot of smart people, right? You're smart. Your initiative to think big, breadth and depth. The depth part does need to be there a little bit, but it's not as obsessive as Amazon. That's the difference between the two. Apple people spend a lot of time into evaluating you, meaning the people being part of the debate. So the DV process is to sit around the table and discuss your outcome before making a decision. The Apple, from the moment you interview until offer, is very fast, very similar to Amazon. Again, depending on the recruiters, right? If you got a very seasoned recruiter that move really quickly, you can get an Apple offer within about 2 weeks to 3 weeks, similar to like an Amazon. Okay, so that is a similarity. A lot of the folks, ironically, who landed an offer at Amazon also have offer at Apple. So a lot of my VIP cohort, the program managers and TPM do end up at Apple as well. When they got the Apple and Amazon offer, they chose Apple. Okay, that's just their choice. And some of them are mechanical engineer and EE and all that stuff. Okay, QA, yeah, Apple is a great place for QA. Why? Because look at all the stuff that literally, if you can see what's in front of me, it's iMac, my mouse. What's up? My mouse, my Apple keyboard. I'm an Apple girl. Okay. I don't know why. I'm not at Apple right now, but I'm all Apple. So if you think about that, you know that they want someone who are also um, moving fairly quickly because they do launch quite often as well. Love it. Okay. They love it. But I also have friends who worked at Amazon for nearly 10 years and they're ready for a change. They went to Apple, and some of the feedback I got is the level of bias for action is definitely a lot faster as far as making decisions at Amazon, because at Amazon they make executive decision very quickly, but at Amazon, at Apple, there may be more approval, or you would need more ability to influence a larger amount of leadership, or even within leadership cross-functional team versus Amazon. I know that's diving a little bit too deep for you, but all you have to worry about is when you are speaking, conveying your answer, you still want to get under a minute, okay? You must give very specific example, because Apple is evaluating your smart and can you figure it out on your own. Apple is also not a culture where they hold your hands. Apple doesn't hold your hands. Okay? All right? By the way, if you guys are interested in me bringing on a leader from Apple, you know what? Let me know below. Give me the company's name. Who do you want to hear from? Apple, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Netflix, Tesla. Tell me what type of hiring leader you would want me to invite on my YouTube channel, because there's a lot of goods coming in 2022, and I hate wasting people's time if you're not going to find value. value. I can't talk. Value. God, I need my coffee. So leave me a comment in the chat. Give me the company's name that you want to see hiring leader coming in from. I'm very hesitant to have recruiters coming on my show because I have 21 years in recruiting and I've worked for all of those companies before. Personally, built a lot of those the recruitment process for these companies. So if I bring another recruiter, I feel like I'm pretty much repeating myself and I'm already doing the same thing for so long. So it doesn't really make sense to me. Okay. Najid. Hey, Najid. How are you? Long time. I recently, after 2 years, took an online assessment for the Associate Professional Service role at AWS. You took the online, well, congratulations for moving forward, which really was a perfect match for me. The assessment was okay, nothing complicated. However, the sourcing recruiter, without any explanation, rejected my candidacy almost immediately after my submission and put me on hold. You know what? That is really weird. You're not the first person who told me that. Even one of my strongest VIP coaching member, he was a solution architect, TPM, told me the exact same thing. I'm like, really? I'm really stunned. Najit, if you can share with us here what exactly is in the assessment. I don't have any detail because the assessment rolled out in 2021 this year or end of last year. It's very new. The time that I was there, there's no really an assessment. There's an online test for engineer. That was it. Okay. I know that they're looking for culture fit. If there's a technical part, I mean, it's an assessment. So sorry, I can't really give you too much information on that, but I know that they do evaluate you based on fit. I would love to learn more. If you want to share more here or send me a message on LinkedIn, I know we're connected on LinkedIn as well. Osaro. Hey, Osaro. I have a senior tech program manager tomorrow. Can you give a few words of encouragement? Yes, yes. You must be able to design the system. If you don't know what object oriented design or object oriented analysis, you will not be able to pass a TPM interview. For example, if I ask you right now to build the AWS infrastructure or to build whatever product, remember, guys, I said give me specific, very specific question. What org are you interviewing for? If you're interviewing for Prime Video, for example, I'm going to ask you, and this is an actual interview question, design Prime Video. If you can't design that, you are not going to get a job as a TPM. Okay? That's a requirement on the tech side. Look at my community wishing each other best of luck. Love this. Yes, you all got this. Today, I just wanted to stop by to say thank you very much. You landed a job at 4. Yeah, I remember. Yay. Oh, I know. Oh, good for you. Good for you. I'm so happy for you. For it as a data scientist, I struggled for the last few months and finally I made it. Um, oh, sorry. Oh, what did I just do? Guys, what did I just do? Sorry, I'm very anal. And I'm a perfectionist, or at least I try to be. There you go. That's much better. Though I worked for Ford as a contractor for 6 years, but due to my visa, I never got the opportunity to become full-time employee. Then one day, the job popped up at Ford website, and it was mentioned H1 can apply, and I applied as an internal applicant. And after clearing all the interviews, I finally made it. Oh, thank you for the endorsement. Your star method rocks. It really helped me to prepare my stories and help me explain things confidently. I know you were such a great student. Thanks so much again for helping me and helping the community. Oh, I'm so happy for you. So happy for you. Merry Christmas. Yi Ying said, I feel that a senior finance analyst should be L4 or L5. Anytime when you have the word senior on it is an L6, okay? L6 is someone that's been doing the actual job for 6 to 10 years. That's an L6. Hi, Kathy. Kathy. Tanya. Hello, Tanya. How are you? Blacklist, if you want me to review your LinkedIn profiles, make sure you become a member, okay? I will I will be doing that on my second week of January. It sounds like really far, but it's really not. It's just a couple of weeks. That is because I am fully booked out with guests coming to my channel. And for the rest of the year, it's all about interview tips, so on and so forth. I'm just bringing different folks from different background. That way, if you're all getting tired of listening to me, I'm bringing other guests here. Okay? But next week is really excited because I love talking about money. Money, money, money. I actually have an animation of money floating down, but you see that it's not working right now. Hopefully that's going to get fixed. Vernon says, I have a TPM network ops loop in 2 weeks due to the holidays. Any guidance is helpful. If you are interviewing for TPM as mentioned, especially for operation network, can you, how one asks you any systems level design with the network or infrastructure? Because infrastructure is your background, so it would be infrastructure and not software. Okay? So make sure you do your due diligence in brushing up all of that stuff. You have to know design. Najit says, I want to know if there's any way I could submit a complaint. Well, Najit, usually after an interview for any company, you should get an email for feedback. Okay. If you're going to submit a complaint, I would do it to your sourcing recruiter or the actual recruiter if you want to. Okay. Basically, CC the people that you know and have the contact information. Aside from that, there's not really a way to just email HR directly, but in general, after an on site interview or so, you should get some kind of feedback, right? You can certainly do it to the recruiter if you have his or her message. Okay, that's why a lot of people go to Glassdoor. Glassdoor is a way for folks like all of you guys to read about the online assessments or their overall interview process by the position title. Okay, I'm sorry I can't give you any more. Um, yeah, that is the best tip I can give you. I know that is, I'm still kind of confused about what exactly is in the assessment. It makes me want to take it just for fun. Blair says, my favorite so far has been the star method. Yes. If you ask 100 coach is trying, it will coach you differently with the star method. I am very needy picky on it. I like to go very deep in your delivering your message. I'm very deep because 50% of my VIP cohort is literally in the live chat right now and they know. A lot of people who landed a job offer all mentioned that it's not about the star method, it's about how simplistic, high level with a lot of depth in under 45 seconds. That is how I will transform the star method. Okay. It's your ability to deliver, guys and gals. Okay. If you want to make the money you make, if you want the level that you deserve, I don't know if you have a lot. I don't know if you guys follow me on LinkedIn. I literally made a post. Was it Monday? I think it was Monday or Sunday. I can't remember. I talk about how much even senior product manager should be making. It has so much to do or everything to do with the way you deliver your answer. Okay. Hi, London. XOXO to you too. I finished my assessment and have been assigned completely different job number. It's Senior Strategic Account Manager Enterprise for Amazon Freight. Wow, that's awesome. Sounds like a pretty cool gig. I should say, Blair, every single one of my account executive or account manager in my cohort all landed a job offer. They have all landed a job offer, or at least 99% of the I shouldn't say all, 99% of the time. All meaning that if they actually show up, have done the work every single week and able to pass my mock interview, if I made a comment such as it will be stupid for Amazon or Google, whatever company they're interviewing for, doesn't hire you, they actually end up getting a job. Okay? Manu, hey Manu, I have an on-site for UX research position. I have a lot of experience to share, but most of them are quantitative and discovery based. There's nothing wrong with that. How do I frame my answer when I cannot quantify? Well, when you have a lot of quantitative and discovery based, how does the end result getting quantified by what? Who did you leverage to do that part? Was it an engineer? Because the UX research partner very close with the tech team or engineering team. What part of that is that? Remember, it's storytelling. At the end of the day, how did you lead and drive the entire project execution to deliver what results? Okay. And that's how you measure your success, my friend. Yes, lunch and coffee. Give me some coffee, Tanya. Where's my tea? I'm going back to coffee, guys. I am not quitting coffee. I don't know. Alrighty. Blair says, I have reached out to my recruiter for clarification, but haven't heard back yet. I want to make sure I am prepared. The descriptions are similar, but this is a role that I can't find online. A lot of the role you won't find online because if you look at Amazon as an organization, they're just growing so fast and I call them making up position as they go. Okay. So don't be so wrapped up about the team or the role, but focus on creating great stories. If you're an account executive, you know a lot of them has to do with your ability to build relationship with your stakeholder, or I'm sorry, not your stick. What am I saying? Get out of my head. Your customers, and very clear to who is your customer and the largest deals that you've ever won. It's a lot of it has to do with numbers. Okay, account executives or sales folks, business development, they're very, very similar type of role at Amazon account manager as well. So you need to be able to demonstrate a lot of those. Banu says, I cannot share my impact number because of quantitative would it work against me. It will not work against you. You just have to tell your story and how you get there in your result and be very, very clear. Kathy, why should you ask me about Facebook? I'm just kidding. Can you tell us your view on Facebook? Um, Facebook is a Facebook number one. When I think about Facebook and Google, they have one thing in common, that's employee happiness, because they truly do spoil the employee and treat them really well. No complaint there, none. But I think when it comes to project executions or making decisions, I feel like Facebook as an organization could be more. I don't want to say this in a negative way, and I'm kind of watching my word here. Um, for example, when Amazon make decision, they like to take risk, which is why they have the most products and services, right? When Facebook make decisions, they will reorg the entire company so many times without diving deep. So if I think about companies like not just Facebook and Google, it's really lacking the diving deep in really figuring out the ins and out before putting a plan together and execution. Okay. But to focus more on Facebook, I think Facebook is really good if you want one, work life balance. Facebook is fantastic. Like I said, employee happiness. Companies like Google and Facebook, absolutely. Work life balance, go over there, right? Money, it's there as well. But when it comes to the scope of work and whatnot, like for me, who here is interested in me making a video of why I quit my job at Facebook, Google, and Amazon? If you want a video like that, say yes, so I can spend more time because I feel I can talk about this topic for an hour, and I have to get my thoughts together. It's depending on our culture, depending on what you're looking for. Okay, you don't go to Facebook because you want to work on great Facebook great gadget and you want to see it live. You want you want to feel amazing about the product you have on the shelf, because Facebook at the end of the day, it's a social networking company. Fantastic for those who are into social. Now the ARVR, that was the main reason why I joined Facebook, was for the technology of the headset, which is ARVR. Okay, that is the whole new metaverse generation, which is really cool. And because the technology is still fairly new and they're still trying to figure it out, so understand that if you join a company like Facebook, it's a fantastic employer as mentioned, but they're all trying to figure it out together. Versus like an Amazon, even when they touch the tablet world, like back in the days, Kindle, they don't know what they're doing. Like the Fire Phone, it was a an S show, a shit show. Can't talk, no coffee, right? And they shut it down. But a company like Amazon, they learn from their mistake and boom, they'll never do it again. And they learn from it and they continue launching things that they know consumer would love versus like a Facebook, they spend more time in researching and doing all the due diligence, and hence why there's a lot of movement, a lot of changes. Amazon makes changes that can benefit the customer, you guys, you and me, and also internally how to drive the end product for us, like you and me. Okay. So if I have to describe Facebook, between Facebook and Amazon, that is the difference. Even like Facebook, Google, and Amazon, so there's a big difference. But if I were to evaluate Facebook and Google, there's just so much similarity. That is because the leaders of many, many years ago, basically most of all the leaders on the business side and also on the recruiting side from Google, they pretty much migrate to Facebook. Okay. So, right there and then, there's a lot of similarity. Okay. Like Amazon, for example, it's not a good fit for just anybody. Okay. I've got a lot of negative reviewed on my YouTube channel. I've been called all kinds of names as well, which I'm not going to mention right now. It's not a good fit for just anyone. You have to find a fit for you. Okay. When it comes to the workplace, I'm very A type. I like to get things done. I have so much bias for action that at times I don't think Amazon is fast enough for me. So mentally, I would drive myself crazy because I like getting things done. I like taking care of my customer, my team. I'm just that person. So for me, the only company that can handle me right now is Holly Lee and Associates. All right. You welcome, Lorenzo. Patience, patience led. Hey, patience led. Wish we talked to you too. Senior program manager 64. Great. Vandana, yes. If you're at a level 64, Vandana interviewing at Microsoft, Microsoft evaluate your communication skill. I would say very top up here. Okay. Um, Let me explain. You can get away by not having the great communication skills at like Amazon, for example. I'm comparing apples and oranges right now. But Microsoft is a culture where you're very, very polished from your oral communication skill. So your ability to deliver your example have to be at that caliber in order to meet level 64. If that makes sense, okay? If I were to re-interview at Microsoft today, honestly, I don't even know if I can get the job. I'm not the most polished person. I'm the most deep person with my content and my work. I just wanted to share results and how I do things. But Microsoft loves having conversation with you. They want to get to know you, what you have done. It's a very nice culture. Think about communication, conversational style. So when you talk, unlike the Amazon, you want to maybe slow down a little bit where they can hear you clearly. That's the best tip that I can give you. Okay? Patient says, I've been watching your video questions have been very helpful. I just wanted to say thank you. You're welcome, Patience. Oh my God. Oh, my members are giving me super chat. Oh my God. You guys are so sweet. Pair character riding a firework rocket disappearing away before bursting in the sky. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Tanya and Purple knows how much I love my coffee. Literally. Thank you. I appreciate. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. You are an amazing career coach, and I look forward to working with you in 2022. You are the best. Well, you're the best. Thank you so much for coming back and believing in me. Tanya, you're one of the original one, and you've been supporting my work for a long time. And when you guys come back and become my member, just the overall everything that I do in this live stream, including this microphone, that's all you. That's all you guys. Don't forget that. I'm going to pick on someone I haven't picked, okay? Danny! Hello, Danny. How are you? I have more than 3 years of working experience. Does that matter of applying to graduate team of Amazon? I'm from Taiwan and studying master in England right now. Well, let me ask you this, Danny. If you have 3 years of experience, are you talking about industry experience? If you have work experience, that won't be a new grad. It would be an L4. Okay, I think new grad is L3. You would be an L4. Don't underestimate your ability, guys, okay? Just because you're in college, it doesn't mean that you are a new grad or a junior position. So you have to be very careful when you look at the jobs. New grads don't make as much as like a level four. A level three, level four, there's a slight different, right? So if you have questions, consult your recruiter. And then again, you guys know how I feel about recruiter. There's good and there's bad. It's rare for me these days to find a recruiter that's extremely passionate to help their candidates like you are. Yes, I know if the recruiters are watching right now, there will be a thumbs down immediately, but I've been doing this for 21 years. I can see you by the first thing that they're saying. I think that the way how I used to prep candidates, where like since 2020, no one really prepped their candidates anymore. And that's just a shame. That's a shame because a lot of people still lost their job. Tanya, 2022 gold, lose 20 pounds, Olympic weightlifting. Wow, no way. Create 40 stories and tell each in 45 seconds. Wow, this is amazing. That is amazing, Tanya. Vandana, thank you so much for the super chat. It must be the holiday or something. Thank you so much. Oh, my members do like me. Joey Stars. Hello, Joey. Internet was down for 3 days last week. Nice to join you live again. I was wondering where you've been. Blacklist says, I'm currently at a high paying job and feel dead inside. My background is in telecommunications supporting first responders. My current role does not provide me the sense of fulfillment. Who here, let's be honest here, who here feels like they're currently at a job where they are stuck or lost or dead inside? They want it to, they're ready to have a career transition, but they just don't know how. By a show of hand emoji or say I or me. Just say me. If you feel the same way. Blacklist, I can tell you right now, I run a VIP coaching and all of them are feeling the same way one way or another. There are folks who's been at a job for 18 years who feel the same way. There's a lot of folks who's getting compensated very well, but something is missing. And then there are those who feels the same way. But looking for the right opportunity because they are single parents or multiple children all day long. Okay. So there isn't anything that you guys are sharing with me that is new that I haven't heard of. Okay. But thank you for being vulnerable. That's awesome. Blacklist says, I would like to contribute to people's successes and development versus doing the mundane activity. No kidding. I hear you. Yes, I hear you. Good for you. You know what, Blacklist? The market is still really hot right now. I know nothing about your background. If you like, reach out to me via LinkedIn. I'm the only Holly Lee, which is right here. Okay. I can tell you right now what you're worth just by looking at your LinkedIn profile. Suip says, for AWS solution architect, presentation and whiteboarding would be there or just presentation. I don't know. You may want to do some research on there first. I personally have never recruited for SA before, but there's so many endless information on there. I know for a fact that there is some type of whiteboarding. I don't know about presentation, at least the clients that I have had in my cohort didn't really mention about that. It could be a team to team base as well. Okay. London. London says May or meh. It's May. Yep. Yes. Thank you so much for the coffee. Up, 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 down. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Yes. Thank you for the coffee. Okay. I don't want to miss out on any folks. So I'm going to scroll down to make sure that everyone's get some love. Flip says, for my loop, the recruiting coordinator recommended that I look up your advice on YouTube. Too late, I beat them to. Oh, that's awesome. Which team is that? I know that ever since I did the Woman in Tech for AWS India, they have been helping promote my YouTube channel. Good for them, Amazon. You better promote my stuff, Amazon, because literally it's all about Amazon. Thank you for answering my question. It did help. My goal for 2022 is to land a job with Microsoft. Fingers crossed, okay? Let me know if you have any questions, Vandana, after you have created your stories. You still need to have your stories, okay? You're welcome, Ruby. Ruby, I can't talk. Employee referral does put you in a better spot in the interview process if if the hiring manager takes your resume to the recruiter right away or something like that. The person that refer you have to do some work. However, if they just refer you through the internal system, it may never get to you because the employee referral is just so many and not everyone meets the bar. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I would love you to get a guest from Microsoft. Okay. I mean, I love tech and I just love every single thing about tech. So far, I know I would love to get someone from Tesla up here. I'm a huge hardware girl. My heart is bleeding hardware. I started with everything hardware, with from mobile phone to the tablet world to um, display and touch to AR, VR. I'm like, even when they're doing data center hardware as well, I've done hardware. So my experience when I started my career is actually hardware first and then software and embedded. But like they say, once you go hardware, it's really hard to go back because I feel like when it comes to the topic of hardware engineering, there's so many things I can talk about. I can go for a year. Okay. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to get Tesla in here. Do I know anybody at Tesla? I bet there's someone in my network that knows someone at Tesla. Suvik says Apple and Google. I actually spoke with my friend Russell Peter for the Google interview process. Go check that out. There's actually a video for that. Okay. Russell was a former senior product leader, or I'm sorry, senior development leader at Google, and we had a chat about the entire process and the difference between the two. Bias for action, it is Elon. Well, listen, I don't know if I can get Elon Musk in here. Okay. I don't know if that's a possibility. I'm a YouTuber, but I'm not that big of a YouTuber. I'm just a this YouTuber. Okay. I feel Amazon interview system is broken. Yeah, I think that Amazon is hiring so much right now where they're kind of struggling to scale. Hence, that is why they have the online process. I don't teach the Amazon interview process in my VIP coaching, even my Star Interview Accelerator. I don't. And a lot of you guys are here, you know that. In fact, I don't even teach the Amazon Leadership Principle. I teach the actual interview question for all of the top tech companies. Right, guys? That's what I do because the goal is if you can pass my mock interview and peer to peer, and I have, VP and SVP in the VIP coaching cohort as well. If you can pass all of our interviewed, you're going to get a job offer, a multiple job offer from all of these companies. And that's very common. I'm sorry that some of you have negative experiences. Even when I re interview at Amazon in 2019, I think that was, it was a horrible experience. The hiring manager forgot about me and I was left alone for an hour. And that was also around lunchtime as well. I don't know. I don't know what is going on in there. But then again, guys, it's not just Amazon, it's all the company. So the negative experiences we have either in the interview process or with our poor leadership or leader team or our bosses, it's not just one company or another. All of them have things are very similar. Hence, there's a lot of internal courses to help them be a better person to build rapport across candidates or even internal employees, right? Joey says online assessment for solution architects, simple calculation. Okay, that's probably why. Simple calculation to derive insights and data, some questions about situational and technical knowledge, three results green, orange, and red. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense because you have to pass the basic tech bar for essay. Why do Amazon recruiter ghost you? First they stalk you. I'm sorry. But then let me put this up here. First they stalk you to apply for the position and then crickets. Why? Well, the Amazon recruiter or any recruiter is not going to appreciate me telling you this because they have to build their pipeline. That's how simple it is. Okay. Listen to someone coming from a recruiting. I don't do that. They want you to apply so that they can review your information and maybe review your resume with the hiring manager and they declined your applicancy, or your resume doesn't really pop with a lot of the keyword search for the role that you're applying in. So if I'm the recruiter who stalk you or have communicated with you, I at least have the courtesy to let you know that the manager have decided to move on with a different candidate rather than just ghosting you completely. Okay? I don't know why recruiters do that. And trust me, this is not just an Amazon thing. I hear the same thing from Google, the same thing from other employers as well. Holly, in salary negotiation for tech, click the hiring manager, peers, and team and the scope. Feel bad to negotiate the salary is next band but lower compared to Germany. If the salary is low, even if the salary is low or you don't know what the salary is, after you've done your due diligence, you know what your ask is. Yeah, your total compensation, meaning your base salary, your equity, and also your sign on bonuses, which next Tuesday, it's all about salary with my friend John, okay? Who's also an ex Amazonian as well. And we're going to talk more about salary and to help you, give you more tip to negotiate. Amazon and all the other employer will never give you the best offer. That's just how it goes. That's why I would always recommend you to negotiate rather than just taking the first offer. I get it. Is a top tech companies, but there ain't nothing wrong with asking for it. Okay? I have not seen anyone who asked for it and really come back and say, "No, we can't give you any more money." There's got to be something more, right? Joey wants to see a video about Facebook and Amazon. Okay, I'll make a video on Facebook and Amazon, Google and Amazon face compared to all the other thing. All right, cool. Let's do that. It'd be fun. For Holly Beer, why I quit Fang. Yeslin, you're killing me, girl. You're killing me. Yeslin say, Holly, make a video on why I quit Fang. You know what? That's really awesome. Yeslin, I really love that. Thank you for the idea. I'm gonna make a video with why I quit Fang. London says, you did such a great job on ARVR that they renamed the company because of the people you brought on. Okay, I can't take credit for that. It's an entire army of recruiting. I'm just one. Well, I was one of the main recruiting leader. I was actually in charge of all of the computer science, AI and ML hiring for all of AR and VR for Pacific Northwest. But there's some really great talent in there. Okay. In fact, I have interviewed one of the GM, the head of operating system for ARVR. But unfortunately, because of the PR and relation at Facebook, I wasn't able to release that video. I actually interviewed the head of operation and security for Facebook ARVR. Yes, and love Holly Lee and Associates. Vishal, how to improve English communication. Vishal, it's funny that you asked. There is a lady that I used to watch a lot of her YouTube channel. God, what do they call? God, what do they call? I think it's called the Urban Fight. They have a YouTube channel that also teaches people how to improve their communication in English. Um, um, God, I think it's called the Urban Fight. Her and her husband runs a YouTube channel. It's amazing. I love her content. You may want to check her out, the Urban Fighter or the Urban Fight, one of those. Okay. Vandana says, thank you for everything you do. I've also told my husband to follow your channel and we both listen to you on our drives together. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. You all make my day. You all make my day. Thank you so much. Um, okay, I'm going to make sure that I don't. Noraf says, let's look at time here. Noraf says, after my second phone screening, I was told they aren't going forward with me, but the recruiter did mention that the team did recommend me for another position. Not if this is true or just being polite. They are never going to be polite when they made that comment. You're probably a better fit for a different role. Vandana says, if I join your pay group, do you review all of the members' resume and LinkedIn profile? I would love you to review my resume and LinkedIn profile. Yes, that is the that's just simply clicking join on the video that you're watching right now as my pay member. Yep. As mentioned, if you'd like me to review your resume and also your LinkedIn, the biggest tip I wanted to protect your identity, remove all contact information, basically put a happy face on there, or I don't know, do something. Don't let people know what company you're working for. Just put, for example, teleco company or software company or marketing company. You see where I'm going? So I will change the name of the company you're working with, take out your first and last name, basically all of your contact information. Okay. And you have to send it to me at least a few days in advance by connecting to me via LinkedIn. Okay. So that my team can put it together. When I do live stream, I can just go ahead and do nothing but to review your portfolio. I want to know transition from network engineer to cloud engineer. Oh, that's awesome. Well, if you're transitioning to network to cloud, there is obviously similarity. The differences is the cloud, hypercloud migration. I'm assuming that you come from some type of migration background, right? If you really look at gaining those experience, the first thing I would have you do before you get exposure, right? You can't get a job handling cloud infrastructure when you've never done it before. Then the AWS certification may come in handy with you because I have asked my VIP coaching cohort, like for example, a lot of program manager wanted to be TPM or feel like they need more tech exposure to get even a PM role at Amazon, then I would have them take a look at the AWS certification. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just adding more to your portfolio. Okay. All right. We're going to wrap this up with the last question from Andrea. Hello. Is it a 15-20 minute phone interview a sign of terrible interview? Well, it depends. Who are you talking to? Usually a recruiter call is about 15-20 minutes. If it's a technical phone interview, usually that's a sign that you haven't really answered the question. I'm sorry. I know that that's not what you want to hear, but they generally will be on the phone with you at the bare minimum half an hour to 45 minutes, also asking you if you have any other question, unless it's a recruiter call. Okay. Would you consider working again for Amazon? This is Andrea's question. Andrea, you have to wait for why I quit Fame, and I will tell you that. Until next Tuesday, don't forget to come back. It will be all about salary negotiation, including Microsoft and Dana, okay? Don't forget, 12:30 p.m. next week, I'll be joined with a former ex-Amazonian leader, and both of us will be here and share everything we know, lay out on the table to make sure that you don't receive a low ball job offer. See you next week.